Have you ever wondered about the dark secrets lurking behind the animatronic eyes in Five Nights at Freddy's? Today we're diving deep into the most disturbing fan theories that have emerged from this chilling franchise. Before we unravel these mysteries, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our deep dives into the eerie world of FNAF. Five Nights at Freddy's, FNAF, has captivated and terrified players worldwide with its intricate lore and spine-chilling gameplay. Beyond the jump scares and haunted animatronics lies a labyrinth of theories crafted by dedicated fans, each more unsettling than the last. In this video, we'll explore some of the most disturbing FNAF theories that delve into the darkest corners of the game's universe. The Dream Theory, FNAF as a child's nightmare. One of the most pervasive theories in the FNAF community is the Dream Theory. This hypothesis suggests that the events of the first 4 games are manifestations of a child's coma-induced nightmares. Proponents argue that the surreal and fragmented nature of the game's narratives aligns with the disjointed experiences one might encounter in a dream state. The presence of childlike elements, such as plush toys and bedroom settings, further supports this idea. However, critics of the theory point out inconsistencies and the introduction of new lore in subsequent games that seem to contradict the dream narrative. Despite these debates, the Dream Theory remains a cornerstone of FNAF fan speculation. William Afton's Twisted Experiments. William Afton, infamously known as the Purple Guy, stands as the central antagonist in the Five Nights at Freddy's FNAF series. A particularly unsettling theory suggests that Afton's malevolence extended beyond mere acts of murder. Some fans speculate that he conducted horrific experiments on his victims, aiming to extract a mysterious substance called remnant. This remnant, believed to be a molten, glowing metal infused with the agony of souls, was thought to grant immortality to those who harnessed it. In the novel trilogy, it's depicted that Afton used a mechanical syringe to extract this substance from amalgamated animatronics, injecting it into his creations and even himself in a grotesque pursuit of eternal life. This theory is further supported by in-game evidence, suggesting that Afton's obsession with remnants was driven by a desire to achieve immortality through the suffering of others. His experiments involved removing his own organs and placing them into the amalgamation, hoping for some kind of transformation. The puppet's origins. A child's torment. The puppet, also known as the marionette, is one of the most enigmatic and haunting figures within the FNAF series. A prevailing theory among fans suggests that the puppet is possessed by the spirit of Charlotte Emily, the daughter of Henry Emily, who was William Afton's business partner. According to this theory, Charlotte was one of Afton's earliest victims, and her soul, unable to find peace, took refuge within the puppet. This possession transformed the puppet into a guardian figure, seeking to protect other children from suffering a similar fate. In the security puppet minigame from Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, players witness a sequence where the puppet attempts to save a child with a green security bracelet symbolized by their eye color. Tragically, the child ends up outside the establishment, and the puppet, despite being damaged by the rain, crawls to the child's lifeless body. This poignant scene suggests that the child's soul goes on to possess the puppet, adding a layer of sorrow to its backstory. The Bite of 87 and Animatronics Rebellion. The Bite of 87 stands as a significant event in the Five Nights at Freddy's FNAF series, where an animatronic inflicted a severe injury on a patron, leading to the loss of their frontal lobe. A compelling theory suggests this was not a mere malfunction, but a conscious act of defiance by the animatronics against human control. This perspective implies that the animatronics possess a degree of awareness and harbor resentment towards humans, prompting us to question their true nature and the extent of their autonomy. The idea that these mechanical beings could rebel introduces a complex layer to the FNAF narrative, blurring the lines between programmed behavior and independent thought. It raises intriguing questions about the potential for artificial entities to develop consciousness and the ethical implications of their treatment by humans. The animatronics as reanimated corpses. Another chilling theory within the FNAF universe proposes that the animatronics are not merely possessed by the spirits of deceased children, but are, in fact, reanimated corpses housed within robotic exteriors. This concept originates from the idea that William Afton, a central figure in the series, utilized the bodies of his victims in his experiments, merging human remains with machinery to create the grotesque creatures that roam Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. This theory adds a visceral horror element to the series, suggesting that the animatronics are macabre combinations of decaying flesh and metal. It also underscores the depth of Afton's depravity and the tragic fate of the children, whose bodies were desecrated and transformed into instruments of terror. This perspective enhances the narrative's horror by highlighting the physical and metaphysical entanglement of human and machine. The Coma Theory, a protagonist's eternal sleep. The Coma Theory in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 proposes that the young protagonist is in a coma, enduring vivid nightmares following a traumatic incident, possibly the bite of 83. This perspective is bolstered by in-game elements reminiscent of a hospital setting, such as the presence of a heart rate monitor's flatline sound during specific scenes. Notably, during a pivotal minigame, as the child fades away, a faint noise akin to a heart rate monitor flatlining can be heard, suggesting the child's demise. Additionally, items like pill bottles and an IV drip beside the child's bed further imply a medical environment, reinforcing the coma narrative. This theory suggests that the game's events unfold within the subconscious of a comatose child, blurring the boundaries between reality and nightmare. The Chuck E. Cheese connection, real-life inspirations. Some enthusiasts draw parallels between the Five Nights at Freddy's series and actual events, particularly the 1993 Chuck E. Cheese's murders in Aurora, Colorado. In that tragic incident, a former employee fatally shot 4 staff members and seriously injured another. While creator Scott Cawthon has neither confirmed nor denied direct inspiration from this event, the similarities have fueled speculation. Both narratives involve family entertainment centers with animatronic mascots and dark underlying stories, leading to theories that real-life tragedies influence the game's haunting lore. Animatronics as manifestations of guilt. In the Five Nights at Freddy's series, some fans interpret the animatronics as symbols of the protagonist's internal guilt and fear. This perspective suggests that the terrifying experiences depicted are not external threats, but reflections of inner turmoil. Each animatronic could represent different aspects of the protagonist's psyche, embodying personal regrets, fears, or unresolved issues. This psychological lens adds depth to the narrative, proposing that the series portrays a journey through one's inner demons rather than a confrontation with external monsters. Such interpretations are common in horror genres, where external horrors often mirror internal struggles. In this context, the animatronics serve as tangible manifestations of the protagonist's subconscious mind, making the horror deeply personal and introspective. The Frankenstein Theory, rebuilding the lost. Another dark theory within the Five Nights at Freddy's lore centers on William Afton, a central character who descends into madness. This theory posits that Afton attempted to reconstruct his deceased son by using parts from his victims, akin to a modern-day Frankenstein. The animatronics, with their grotesque appearances and human-like elements, are seen as the results of Afton's macabre experiments to bring his son back to life. This narrative underscores themes of loss, obsession, and the lengths to which grief can drive an individual. It also reflects classic horror motifs, where the pursuit of reanimation leads to monstrous creations. In this light, the animatronics are not just haunted robots, but tragic embodiments of a father's inability to let go, adding a layer of poignancy to the horror. The Simulation Theory, a game within a game. The Simulation Theory posits that the events of the FNAF series occur within a simulated reality, possibly as part of a game or experiment. This meta-theory is supported by the game's self-referential elements and the presence of glitches and anomalies that suggest a digital environment. It raises questions about the nature of reality within the FNAF universe and blurs the line between player and participant. The Five Nights at Freddy's series has spawned a multitude of theories, each adding layers of complexity and horror to its narrative. Whether or not these theories hold truth, they reflect the creativity and dedication of the FNAF community. As we continue to explore the mysteries of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, one thing remains certain: the line between reality